Hi, Dr. David here, author of Sex Under the Influence, a new book that examines the relationship between drugs and sexual behavior. I have a question today from a viewer who asks about any tips for recovery tips for people on the autism spectrum who often deal with very black and white images of themselves. And there are some things to be said about this. One is to really remember that recovery is not a linear process, right? So I think a lot of times people, whether you're on the spectrum or not, find comfort in kind of black and white thinking and things how it should be, right, wrong, that kind of thing. Remember, recovery is not linear. Recovery often feels like two steps forward, one step backward, or two steps backward, one step forward. But we have to really kind of start to be flexible in that, as to the best we can, right? So remember that it's not something that we can seek perfection about, and so we have to learn how to be a little uncomfortable with not finding perfection in the process. The second thing as a key is just a lot of self-compassion. This may be something that people struggle with, but to really be kind to ourselves, to be gentle with ourselves, to be as gentle with ourselves as we might be with someone else. And I think that's a really key factor here, this self-compassion piece. Remember that setbacks are part of the journey of recovery. Nobody does this perfectly. And nobody does it really the first time out. It takes practice, it takes falling down, picking ourselves up, brushing ourselves off, and moving forward. So that's a really important piece. Specific to the autism spectrum, I find that people often use visual aids. So maybe having something where we can write down, where we can see, maybe there's something that is a schedule. We can schedule ourselves. We can diagram sort of where we are at. We can use charts. Sometimes that's a really important thing to kind of make this a little more black and white, and as opposed to this kind of abstract swirling around in our minds. Another thing that can really be helpful is create structure and routine. Do things at certain times each day or each week. Find a time in your day when you're going to practice recovery practices, or make a call to a friend, or check in with yourself, or someone with whom you've developed some sort of connection. Set realistic goals for yourselves. I think one big trouble is that people create unrealistic expectations of themselves. So small, bite-sized pieces, what a therapist might call partializing. Break this into little pieces that you can manage. And finally, and this may be difficult, but it's really important, is to try to build a support network. We cannot recover by ourselves. We cannot really do much of anything by ourselves. We need people. We need human connection. Find people you can trust. Find people who get you. Find people who understand you. Connect with them. Reach out to them. And most of all, be gentle with yourself. I'll talk more about this. Dr. David here, signing out. Bye-bye.